So we're going to go really quick with a flashlight because that's always good when you're touring properties at night, at 10 o'clock at night while it's raining, walking around a vacant house with a flashlight. You don't look like a robber at all. But I want to show you some finishes that you'll find in a flip that while the entire house can look amazing, sometimes the finishes can be a little bit sketchy. Not necessarily a big deal, but it is something you want to consider when making an offer. Okay, so real quick, just walking into this bedroom, I'm just going to point out a couple of things that we saw. Usually what happens is when they're replacing stuff, you'll get all these weird trim things. And you can see actually in here, all of the bad trim that happens. And this is just a case of the house. This house is old. This was built to like 20 years ago or so. So you just have sort of long time of trim being painted over. You can see down actually here as well. Might be hard to see with the light, but yep, there you go. So just chewed up stuff from probably a dog or something in past experiences or past life of the house. You can look at this wall. Might be hard to see, but you can tell how wide, how much that's bowed. Not really quite sure why that is. Just could be the renovations, but it is what it is. You'll see things like here, as you can tell, this is actually over. There's like a lip right here, and then it's actually flush down here. That's actually pretty bad. And just some of this texture, you can see some of the texture is actually not finished really that great. The floor looks okay. You know, whoever did the flip did do a great job grouting. You know, they didn't put a shower enclosure here, which can be a big expense. Again, there's just some bad drywall work on the corner, if you can see there. The edges are just not done really well. Very common for some windows to be replaced, not others. If you look at this, you can see this window is actually, quite old, which is sort of weird. And if I go down here, you can see some pretty bad drywall work as well down the side. But on the surface, you look back and you say, hey, this looks pretty great. They didn't necessarily do the ceiling, not necessarily a big deal. But then again, you get these weird things where like this outlet, you can see there's not necessarily centered in there. So again, not a huge deal. You got another one there, but it's just an indication of maybe not necessarily the most high quality flip. It could be an indication of what might be behind the walls, things that you can't see. But it is what it is. You can actually still see some of the paint and dust and things like that are on the ground where maybe they just didn't necessarily cover. So, there's a worm. That's good. Again, old door mixed with new doors. You can tell that these windows actually over here are brand new. And that would be different than the walls, the back room windows. This kitchen, all brand new. But you can see the person that put the tile in. If you look at those grout lines, you can tell that they're not done. This is kind of a handyman special. Look at this outlet right here. It looks kind of crazy. So, there's definitely some rough areas in this particular property. We still love this property. We're actually going to be making an offer on it. Look at this door right here. Looks pretty messed up. Some old finishes there. So we will be making an offer on this property, but this is something that I want to point out to you. Mainly when you're looking for stuff, don't just walk in and look at the brand new flip and go, wow, this is beautiful. I love the cabinets. I love the finishes. The cabinets, the granite countertops, the brand new mirrors, the light fixtures, and all of that can throw you off. That is the emotional part of selling or buying a piece of real estate. You just walk in, you're like, oh, I love the way this makes me feel. An experienced real estate agent will take you away from that and they'll say, yes, this looks like a great property, but let me show you all the other things because you're going to see them later on. When you move in, you're going to see all these things. And if you don't see them now, you might say to yourself, man, I wish I had a really good real estate agent that would point all these things out. I wouldn't really want to buy this house with all the things that are kind of gummed up. So to see these things early on before you make an offer can make your real estate agent kind of seem like a downer, but it can also be, kind of pay off the long run. Don't just look at all the big bang stuff. Look at all the details. It can give you an indication of what's behind the walls, not necessarily just all the gummed up stuff on the surface.